Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna check Magatama set effects, I think that's how it's said. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Yeah, so the effects. Yeah. Let me just upgrade one Magatama. I think Felicia. No, I don't know where the demon Magatamas are. Human demon, this one. I'll evolve this one so that I can get an effect. And let's see. As long as it's not fire, yeah, this is great. So, I'm going to use one of the selected attribute change tickets so that we can check all the effects here. So, starting with, I'm gonna leave that one at the end. So let's go with this one, the yin yang one. So it says increases damage dealt to human type enemies by 5%. So if you're making Magatamas for anti-human, that's good. And the force set effect says has a 20 chance of dealing bleed damage for 10 seconds. Okay, so bleed is not that good. I mean, it is good to have a debuff on the enemy, that's fine. But I don't think you want to use it 4-4. A 4 set of these. Maybe a set of 2, that's fine, to increase damage against specific enemy. But I would avoid bleed. Then we have the live one, which reduces damage taken from machine type enemies by 5%. Acceptable if you need to fight against machine, yeah. Has a 20% chance to snare the enemies. The attacker, no. Has a 20% chance to snare the attacker for 5 seconds when attacked. I mean, specifically for Felicia or another tank that you're using, yeah, that might be useful. But I don't like it too much because you have to be attacked to snare the enemy. So, yeah, I would recommend to use a set of 2 if you want, at most. Then we have the electric one. Increases damage against machine type enemies 5%. Has a 20% chance of dealing a stun of 100% when using a skill every 10 seconds. I mean, stun is good and all, but it's one of those effects that is not gonna help you out if the enemy has super armor. So once you break it, then it's useful. Specifically for machines, you can use a character, either Eleanor or Micah, along with White Feather Asuka to break the super armor and then abuse this effect. But if you're not doing that, I wouldn't recommend using these Magatamas at a set of 4. Instead, just go for a set of 2. Then we have the light. Reduces damage taken from characters. This is for what's the name? For PvP, or I suppose it's PvP. I don't think that bosses count as characters. Maybe they should, but I think it's mistranslation, you know? Then, 4 sets has a 5% chance to decrease the HP restoration of the attacker by 50% when attacking. Okay, so that's okay for PvP, but for any other kind of content, it's not that great. So, yeah, if you're a PvP specialist, this is a good option. Weirdly enough, damage reduction and defense increase is better on PvP than actually increasing your attack. So, yeah, if you're a PvP enthusiast, then this is good. But otherwise, it is not. The dark one increases damage dealt to characters, has a 10% chance to remove one buff when attacked. When attacked, I don't like that because you need to have a tanky character, and this is not going to make you tanky, it's gonna make you deal more damage. So yeah, it is fine if you want to go full attack on PvP, but again, wouldn't recommend. Light and Dark are not my cup of tea. Then we have Ice. For Ice, reduces damage taken from demon type characters. A set of 2, it's good if you want to combine it. And a set of 4 is acceptable. Has a 20% chance to freeze the attacker for 5 seconds when attacked. So you want it on a tanky character once again. Let's say Felicia, especially because against Queen Arachne, you usually want to use Felicia if you're going to use a tank, or Murasaki. So yeah, they are going to receive the damage and they may have a chance to freeze the enemy. Which freezing is not bad, but isn't really good either. You're gonna, one instance of damage is gonna be doubled when the enemy is frozen. And freeze allows you to stun the enemy in a way, in a sense, but it's not going to last because the enemy defrozes whenever they get hit. So that's a thing I don't like about freeze. It is not a bad status, but it is just awkward, you know? Then we have water. For water, it increases damage dealt with melee attacks by 3%. That's good. Why is it good? You can use this along with any other of the damage increasing traits for a set of 2-2 for your melee characters. And it says a set of 4 has a 10% chance of increasing the speed by 10% for 5 seconds when dealing damage with melee attacks. Yeah, you can also do that. You can also go for a set of 4, and that's perfectly fine. Increasing your attack speed is gonna increase your DPS, and you're gonna be taking advantage of this 3% extra damage on melee attacks more. Then we have the fire one, which increases damage dealt to demons by 5% and has a 20% chance of dealing burn damage of 50% for 10 seconds when attacking. Again, the burn is not that important. It is okay to inflict an ailment, a debuff on the enemy so that you can activate, so that you can proc other effects. But it's fine if you go for a set of 2. It's actually better if you go for a set of 2 along with maybe the water or the wind one to increase damage even more, or with ice to go full anti-demon, 5% more damage or 5% and 5% less damage. So obviously you want to combine the corresponding Magatamas, for example, fire and ice, fire and wind, fire and water. This one, yin yang, you want it with, which was the one? I guess it's earth. I suppose it's earth. So, wind, let's go with wind. Wind increases damage dealt with range attacks by 3%. That's good. Very good, especially on characters like Astaroth. And has a 5% chance to increase the speed by 10% for 5 seconds when firing a ranged attack. Not good. It's great. It's awesome. It's majestic. I mean, for Astaroth, I just told you that she gets a lot of benefit by increasing the attack speed. There are some supporters which have a low effect activation chance, but if you attack faster, then you increase your chances of proccing those effects. So yeah. And lastly, we have Earth. Earth reduces damage taken from human type enemies and has a 20% chance to reduce the speed of the attacker by 10% for 5 seconds when attacked. So when you get hit, you're gonna reduce there's a chance to reduce the speed of the enemy. So yeah, you want to use Earth and Yin Yang, or yin yang along with either wind and water, fire with fire with ice, or fire along with water, wind. And then we have, of course, leaf and thunder for damage, or you can use thunder along with wind and water. So that's the kind of combinations that you want to do. If you're not going to go with four attributes of the same type, you want to combine in that way. For example, thunder along with wind and water. Yeah. Which are the best in my opinion? Wind and water. I do like the attack speed, but to go full set of the same attribute, to go with the 4 set effect, I think wind and water are the best. Let's see. Bleed I don't like. Snaring I like, but I don't like it proccing on attacks, on being attacked. Stun I do like, but unfortunately it's not efficient because the game the way the game works, you have to take out the super armor so that you can stun the enemy. Then burn. I think burn reduces the attack, or was it hellfire? I don't remember, but I wouldn't use burn. HP restoration, debuff removal, it is good, but when has a 10% chance of removing one debuff when attacked again. I don't like that kind of effect. If it was on your attacks, that would be fine, but when attacked, no. And speed reduction also good, but when attacked, so no. As you saw, the best ones are wind and water, and electric somewhat, and leaf also. It's okay-ish. For example, for Felicia is kind of okay because she's gonna get a lot of HP. So yeah, that's the Magatamas. We also need to check, well, not, we don't need to check it, but I'm also going to show you some runs on Masked Taimanin with control strategies. This is a high level. I don't know if I can manage, but I'll try. So I've been testing this. I finally leveled up my Sakura. So what am I going to show you here? My Sakura, well, this strategy is not as good because I don't have good levels on all the weapons. In fact, this is 4 out of 5 and just barely because I was lucky. But I'll go full damage, anti-human. This is 14, 5, 5. And I'm gonna use Shadow Shift just to recover HP, no, to reduce damage, and Shadow Spin to recover HP. There's also this one, the one that increases, that enhances basic attacks. And obviously, I'm gonna go with a Su strategy. So, Su to increase the debuff duration. Then there's also Arabella to increase damage, and Lilim also to increase damage. Yeah. Then I'm also going to use Momochi Nagi. She's also going to be blue. She isn't that strong, but she's one of the best characters to use this. It's not that she isn't strong. My Momochi Nagi is not strong. As you can see, 3-5 and only 12 enhancement, plus 12 enhancement. And then I have the arena weapon, plus 10 enhancement. Yeah, full damage as usual. I'm gonna go with Storm Dance, increases damage by 30%. This is not great. I suggest that you try not to go with any other kind of skills that debuff the enemy. But at the same time, I need other skills which count as melee. Let's see. Increases speed, creates additional clones, increases critical. Yeah, I can change it for this one. For Momochi style Scorpion. Then Moonshade. Yeah, performs a charge attack, dashing forward, deals additional attack with a shadow clone, creates one additional clone. So this is super important, and it's one of the most appealing aspect of Momochi Nagi, because she's going to multi-hit the enemy. That's why you want to use her. And Mirage Strike also enhances the normal attacks, making more clones. So multi-hitting the enemy is going to allow you to increase the duration of the debuffs. So yeah, in her case, I'm going to use this one, Nanase. I mean, I could use the other Arabella, but I'm still working on the event, as you can see. But it is another option. If you have the two Arabellas, that's great. There's also... yeah, Felicia. I can use Felicia, thankfully, because she is an assist type. So she's gonna get a damage increase on the skills, and a damage increase because she is an assist type. Then there's anything else? No. Then you can use a main attacker. Try to go for attackers which do not inflict debuffs. You want to avoid inflicting debuffs so that they can focus the debuff duration increase on the disarm effect. So I'm gonna go with Astaroth, but it's not the standard Astaroth that I use. Again, full damage, the weapons, the skills are the same. Here I put Lava Serpent, but if I disarm her, I'm not going to use it. But it doesn't matter what skill I put on this one. Because the enemy is not going to attack. So evade skills or counter skills are not going to work. And now, there are some options for this. So I'm using these two now, and now and Misaki, to increase damage as much as I can. And on the main, I have Tatsumi. What's up with Tatsumi, or why Tatsumi? Because of the active, she disarms the enemy for 8 seconds. It is not the best disarm, but it has a damage increase against humans and demons. Okay, so you can use this. Actually, this strategy only works for Queen Arachne and Mask Taimanin. The machines do not. This is not a good strategy for the machines because there are 3 of them. So you're not going to be able to focus them to constantly disarm them. And also, there's the option to use one of the free-to-play supporters. Yes, this one. Ise. What's up with Nodoka? She has 10 seconds on the disarm, which is great, but she doesn't have any kind of effect, so that's why I don't use it. Now, there is a better character to use this strategy rather than Astaroth to implement this strategy, and that would be Emily. Why? Because of this. Creates an icon. Wait a moment. No, it's not because of that. It's because there. Is it because of the supporter? It's been a while and I have never used this strategy because I don't have the supporter. Wait a moment. Emily. Here we go. The effect says increases HP, increases damage dealt to all enemies by 15%. I swear there was an effect which increased the duration of the supporters, enhance the supporters effect. Maybe on weapon. Is it really Emily's? So where is Emily's limited weapon? Maybe I misread that, but it should be here. So becomes a fire, enhances, yeah, and further enhances the supporter set effect by 50%. So that's why you want to use Emily, because she is going to increase the duration of the supporter effect. So you're going to disarm even more. And that's the reason why people use the not so good disarm supporter, but with a longer duration. What was her name again? This one. Ise Nodoka. Yeah. That's why people use her when playing with Emily. And it's good because you basically don't have to play the game. You can just auto farm with Emily. But unfortunately, I don't have the weapon, so I cannot do that strategy. I have to settle for Astaroth. And my Astaroth isn't ideal because Nifrinka, it is my best weapon, and Nifrinka is going to inflict terror. And the thing is, the terror is going to last a lot, so you're going to increase the damage even more than you normally do. You're gonna see that. But I'm reducing the damage by not using her limited supporter. But I also get the benefit that I'm fighting against a human. So let's see how this turns out. I hope that I don't die. Yeah. So good luck for me, I guess. Yeah. Let's get started. So start with the disarm effect as soon as you can. And look at that. She is enabled to attack. Wow. What a surprise. Yeah. And my terror effect is stacking, which further increases my damage. The problem lies here. When we beat her, I don't have another way to disarm her. Yeah, well, I do have in the form of Sakura's basic attacks, but it's risky. I have to rely on her proccing that effect, and just a couple more seconds, and I can use. Yeah, whenever I see that the skill goes down, I can use my supporter. So yeah, that's how that works. So yeah, control is probably the best way to defeat the VR bosses, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, we could go with full damage, but it's always risky. For consistent farming, control is better. Okay, yeah. I disarm. And there's no way. Maybe if you want to go for this strategy, you can turn off the ultimates, because the ultimates are going to eat some of your debuff time. Oh golly, no! Stop! No, did someone die? No. There we go. Ah! You saw that? Well, she's alive. My Momochinagi isn't great, and my blue supporters aren't that great too. So, oh yeah. Another thing, I got the crystal. So soon enough, I'm gonna make a video about Eleanor, talking about comparing her before and after getting the buffs of awakening her. So here, Eleanor, there. Yeah, I already got the other crystal that I needed. I can get the tokens whenever I want. So yeah, I'm gonna do some builds for her, and I'm gonna compare the damage before and after, um, before and after awakening her. So yeah, that's a thing. But other than that, yeah. Here, continuing with the strategy, let's say that you don't want to use Momochinagi. Okay, there are other options. There are other good options you can use. For example, you can use yeah, Kurenai. In fact, I think if I do this, here I have the set. I saved it yesterday. So, uh, for Kurenai, she's also a fast attacker. And which? Yeah, these are the skills that I'm using. The thing is, uh, Gale Slash. I don't think it's ideal. It is. It has a short cooldown, but it takes too much time to perform the attack. So you rather do basics than use the Gale Slash. Even though we're not using it for the damage or the effects, it's just to proc the Witch Sue's passive. There's Howling Wind, which is good. It is actually very viable, but I decided to go with Storm Zone. Maybe I should change it to this one because we don't care about the damage they're making, rather the effect proccing. And yeah, because during melee attacks, it doesn't matter what kind of attacks, either skills or basic attacks. So yeah, I'm gonna change it to that. And yeah, let's try it out. Again, I wish I had. I mean, I do have better attackers, but I would need to test a different attacker later, or make the build for them so that I can quickly defeat the enemy without inflicting other kinds of debuffs. Okay. Ah, well, there we go. Nice. I forgot to activate the supporter at the very beginning. So yeah, between the two of them, they're gonna disarm Masked Taimanin, and she cannot hit me anymore. Super good. And they are also going to keep my terror stacks up, which in turn will increase my damage. And first stage ready. And let's go. Second stage. Ah, she died. Well, you don't. One important thing about this is if that you have a good damage dealer, you don't need the other attacker. Hey, where are you going? No, no, no. Unfortunately, you cannot ensnare the enemy because the more debuffs you apply, the more targets the switch has to increase their duration. So, yeah, just just try to use a main attacker who doesn't debuff the enemy. Oh golly, she has a lot of HP. Ah, and I also have the damage reduction. That's why. Okay. So yeah, I hope that I do manage to beat her on time. And there's also the problem that she might summon her clones. Eh, eh, eh. Disarm. Oh my god. Oh golly, no, 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 no. Well, there we go. So she just defeated Sakura. Yeah, obviously this is not the best run. And I don't think I can manage. No, 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 I cannot. Definitely. Ah! Let's see if I save my characters or not. If not, it doesn't really matter. Because I have this month we received some potions. I haven't bought any VR potions as of late, like for the past months. Let's see, did I save them? I don't think I saved my characters. Yeah, they're dead. Well, whatever. Ooh, big potion. Okay. So instead I'm gonna use this, but I'm gonna change the order. So there's also the slow strategy. Um, for the slow strategy, I could change my character for someone like Kurenai, Sakura, um, or Momochi Nagi. Also with the Su supporter to increase the duration of the slow. It is basically the same. You just immobilize the enemy, and in fact, I think slow is better. Well, that's my opinion because the enemy is not going to move anywhere, so whoever is hitting them is going to constantly do so without having to chase after them. So yeah, I'm just going to put Murasaki as my main. Not that I want to, just that I prefer to use her manually so that I can constantly uh, use Tentacle Anchor as soon as I can to keep the enemy in place. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I don't like to. I mean, I do like challenges, but I don't like to button mash too much when farming. So that's why I always use Astaroth or an auto attacker nowadays. I would like to do more challenging content, which require me to do more strategies. I hope that they release more challenging content, like more tower, maybe, just maybe. But we'll see what happens. I do expect this game to release more levels for all the characters. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, if they increase the level and we also have, let's say, oh golly, let's say that they increase the star level. If I'm not mistaken, oh god, oh god, no, that's not going to work. Well, that's a shame, but I'm gonna go to one character to show you the awakening stars so that we can see what I'm talking about. If I'm not mistaken, each star is going to increase 2 levels. Okay, so we are at level 87 and we have 6 stars, so that would be 12 levels. If they give us another awakening, well, not 3 star, but 3 more stars to awaken, that would give us the level 99. So yeah, I'm expecting the at some point to give us more challenging content, which allow us to farm the Magatama tickets and other things, maybe even Demonite and Nano Machines. Uh, Obviously, a new awakening material is going to be required. Maybe in that mode we would also get easier easier ways to get the mirage crystals and other awakening materials. But yeah, I do expect more challenging content and also a level increase. It's not that I know for a fact, but the math just tells me that's going to happen. Now I'm going to do control bot here because I just want to farm uh, a little bit. It's not that I want to reach level 100 right now. I still don't have the Magatamas to do so. I mean, technically I could if I really make an effort, but why bother when I don't have optimal equipment? My goal right now is to tackle Arachne Queen. That's why I'm building Astaroth's weapon. I might also build Shiranoi's weapon once I have enough coins, so that I can tackle that stage super quickly and I can farm it easily. Yeah, I mainly decided to go for anti-demon first because Astaroth is one of the characters who has a weapon there, and Astaroth is super easy to play and very easy to farm. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, like that. And this. And now she is enabled to attack. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, so control is kind of the best you can do for your daily farming. And to some extent, you can also use it to climb the ladder. Well, not ladder, but climb the VR. But at some point, it's not going to be doable because you're not going to be dealing enough damage to get to the next stage. That's the problem, that the main strategy is to go full damage, as much damage as possible, with some kind of control. That's why I really like Eleanor, because she has the damage and also control with the snare effect. Uh, Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to use her. You need a lot of practice in order to aim properly her skills, but you can rely on the AI to do that for you while you use another attacker like me. And yeah, today is a special day because today we have in the secret quest the bosses. Okay, the Taimanin. So today I'm going to use Eleanor just to finish. I'm gonna use the red one. So yeah, I'm going to use Felicia, which means she is. Wait a moment. What? Human. Yeah. It's anti-human. Perfect. If I'm not mistaken, the enemies count as human. So I'm gonna use obviously not Felicia, Mercy to increase the drops. So that means I'm missing one damage dealing supporter. But of course, this kind of content, it used to be hard. I remember when this was hard, when the max awakening was 81, and it still was hard because you needed to. We didn't have the awakening for the weapons when these arrive. I think I really don't remember, but I remember it being hard. So maybe some people find this content hard, and that's why I want to show a run. So yeah, I think I have the right skills. So again, against one boss, it is super easy to use Eleanor. But when we have multiple enemies, the more enemies, the more difficult it becomes to aim her skills. Look, this was easy. 2 enemies, deleted. And I'm going to wait here Uh-huh. Using Acid Rain is more about luring the enemy into you. I'm going to use this skill again, super easy. With 3 it's also easy. But the more enemies there are, the more you have to be careful about your position. There we go. Well, I make it look easy, but for example, if I was doing a daily quest, that would be difficult because you always have to go to a corner or to a place where all the enemies gather in front of you. That's the way that you want to play Eleanor, so that you can use her skills properly. And yeah, even though she's level 75, she did pretty good on this stage. As I told you, tomorrow I'm gonna test her with different builds, with different colors, because people may not get her limited supporter and they may want to use different colors. But I think that red is the best one, or red with green, if you have any of her limited supporters, because you're going to increase damage a lot. If we don't take that damage increase into consideration from any of her equipment or supporters, then wet isn't that good. It is good for control, but it is just a worst kind of slow in my opinion. It is good on her because of how many tools she has to inflict a bunch of stacks of wet. But if it was just a couple stacks of wet, it wouldn't be that good, especially without the damage increase. So yeah, and that's gonna be it for today. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow, I guess. We'll see. Bye.